Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing the weeklies. Alright, we're going to get right into it. With the weekly reading, we're going to start off with Aries as we always do the weeklies. Alright, this is for September 1st to the 7th. And let's see what's going on this week. Oop. We have separation, codependency, and we have wedding. Wow. All right. So remember now, with the weeklies, we pull out different scenarios, okay? So some or all of these cards could resonate with you for this week. We're going to pull out your animal spirits now. And these are the animal spirits that you may or may not be walking with this week, Aries. All right. So animal spirits can indicate times in your life, stages coming in, messages or energies, and it could also indicate attributes of yourself that are coming to the forefront, right? These animal spirits could also resonate with individuals you might be dealing with this week in terms of friends, lovers, or people you work with. All right, guys. So let's just see, what is Aries dealing with September 1st to the 7th? We have the Lion, fire energy, beautiful. We have Raccoon energy and Swan energy. All right, so fire, earth, and water. This is a nice combination of animals, animal spirits. So in the Lion, we talk about mastery of self and life. The Lion can often come off as haughty or egotistical, but it's more so because the Lion energy is really about mastering yourself on a spiritual level, an emotional level, right? And so the Lion really just doesn't have time for the trivialities of life, right? The little things in life, right? They're not frivolous with their time or their energy. Lions. And so in this way, this energy can come across quite snobby, sometimes quite superior in a way, but it's not that the Lion feels this way. It's simply that they have such a single-mindedness about really mastering themselves in all things. They want to, in all things, really put their best foot forward. And this is their driving force because, of course, we're talking about a fire element animal here. Then with the raccoon, we have our earth element animal. And the raccoon is quite interesting because the raccoon can really take anything and make a tool out of it. He's very, very resourceful and very practical. But the raccoon likes to watch from the shadows before it makes up its mind on how to act. The raccoon is a great strategist, right? It'll figure out the best way to get something accomplished, but it will take its time. And it will watch a scenario from the shadow, from the background. The raccoon energy is the person who's kind of sitting at the back of the bar and witnessing everything that's going on around them. They may be the quiet one in the office, but the one who's very, very smart, very, very creative and resourceful. Then we have Swan, which is just beautiful energy. The Swan is elegance in motion, right? So with Swan energy, we're talking about beauty and expressing beauty, but this is a water element animal spirit. So we're talking about expressing beauty and also being expressing the beautiful side of yourself, your inner self, allowing your emotions, right, come out, but the beautiful side of your emotions, the kind of emotions that encourage others, that encourage love, that encourage beauty, right? This is a very strong kind of aesthetic animal spirit, right? The Swan is all about allowing the inner beauty sort of come out to the surface. It is also an animal that kind of can indicate love coming in because, of course, swans do mate for life. All right, so let's pull out a series of spreads. Let me just get this a little bit straighter. There we go. We're going to pull out a series of spreads for the week. And we'll pull out anywhere from 6 to 8 spreads, depending on how deep we go in each one. And these spreads, 3-card spreads, can be for life, love, or career. this week for Aries. So take what resonates and what doesn't resonate, just throw that away. And we're going to get right into the Aries. September 1st to the 7th, 2019 general weekly reading. All right, we have the Sun, Lovers, and the Chariot. So some of you are absolutely indeed finding your lover. You're coming into your lover this week. You're getting a lot of affirmations with this Sun card. Clarity comes in this week. So for some of you, you may not have been realizing what the next stages are, but this week everything kind of becomes clear. These are 3 major arcana. So this, for some of you Aries, this is a huge turning point in your life. You're about to begin a journey with the Chariot. A journey that's like takes you down a whole nother road for your life, right? And so this week with the Chariot is not yet engaged. And when the Chariot comes in, it's really that we are paving the way for the path. We're getting everything in order. We are getting all of our ducks in a line. We're kind of like doing all of the support and preparation that's necessary in life before we're about to take a major shift. This could be emotional preparation, physical preparation, mental preparation, whatever the case may be, because once the Chariot is engaged, it will stay on the path that you set out for it. And so oftentimes if the path hasn't been prepared properly, you may end up somewhere that you did not expect. But nevertheless, the Sun energy does come in this week. The Sun is always very clarifying. It's very reaffirming, and certainly part of this new life involves a lover, a strong love commitment. This could be a marriage. Some of you may be getting married this week, okay? This could certainly be the case, and the Chariot would indicate this new life that you're starting. We do have wedding and swan energy up, and so that can certainly indicate a very strong love connection. We have Hermit, Judgment, and 2 of Wands. So some of you are certainly coming out of a period of spiritual self-realization. You may have been quite solitary for some time, okay, living on your own. This is very Lion energy as well, in the sense that the Lion sometimes does walk alone in search for mastering itself, right? And so the Hermit chooses to master itself in a sense of getting closer to your spiritual essence, right? So the Hermit takes spiritual awareness, and growth is the essence of the Hermit, right? And so this is the path that the Hermit walks. And of course, the Hermit must walk this path alone. But having come through this kind of period of life, you let go of a lot of judgments, and you're finally coming out of a period of perhaps codependency. It could be that you were separated from someone who up until recently may have really been very toxic for you, right? But this week you start to realize that you're coming out of this. You start to realize the positive side of all of this kind of shadow work that you've been doing. You start to get affirmations that come in and let you let go some of this judgment that you had, this guilt, misplaced guilt, and you begin to look to the future with the 2 of Wands. You begin to consider moving forward with your life, with your vision, right? Continuing on with your life, not going back to whatever precipitated this spiritual growth or the separation that was part of it, but really coming out of this period with a very intense desire to move forward with your life, with your own ambition. And a lot of this kind of becomes clear to you this week, almost like an epiphany. 4, stabilization, 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords, and 2 of this. So some of you are certainly trying to stabilize a love connection. This is, again, could talk about wedding, but we do have 4 of Swords, so you're kind of trying to strategize the next step. And this could include things to do with your abundance, right? And your money, your job. There is something that you're having to juggle that's kind of that may be standing in the way of your being able to manifest this 4 of Wands or manifest a wedding. Some of you this week are really taking time off to figure out what the next step is. You have a stable relationship, but you want to maintain the stability. What threatens it is money. There's some issue to do with career or money, and right now you're having to juggle a lot of responsibilities, and it's really getting in the way, I think, for you of taking the next step towards commitment, towards wet marriage, right? It could be that the responsibilities you have now and the level of abundance that's coming in is not enough to sustain the expense of a wedding, right? So this week you're quite busy with that. This is a real practical week for some of you, trying to come up with solutions for how to move forward. I would say raccoon energy is definitely at play. Hanged Man, Eight of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. Some of you are certainly coming out of a period where you have been stuck. I want to say that maybe you've been stuck in a codependent relationship, since we do have that message coming from the romance angels. But you've been kind of, part of it has been also because you've been sort of happy to be satisfied with less. Oftentimes the hangman energy is not so much that he's stuck, but he's just not willing to move because he hasn't found anything that's made him want to move just yet, right? However, most recently, I think some of you may have come across a Nine of Pentacles sort of character that has increased your desire to come out of Hanged Man energy. It's quite interesting how often Eight of Pentacles and Hanged Man will come out together. And the reason for that is that oftentimes boundaries and restrictions, playing to our strengths, and really disciplining ourselves is the way that we come out of hangman energy. And certainly this is the case here. For some of you, Aries, you kind of dive into your work. You work harder. You work more diligently. You're much more focused. Why? Because this Nine of Pentacles, which is someone, I think it's either someone who's come into your life or a realization of your life, meaning that you're either in a toxic, codependent relationship right now that you want to get out of, I want to say, right, and enjoy your life, kind of maybe not even being involved with anybody, right? Or some of you may have already been alone and realized that perhaps it's time to work towards a union. Why do I say that? Because Nine of Pentacles can indicate that kind of drive for abundance, but at the cost or at the sacrifice of having a committed, loving relationship. You notice that that figure is in the garden by herself. So although she has all of this abundance and wealth and status that she's worked for, she is by herself. And so for some of you, I'm going to say you may have been stuck in a toxic, codependent relationship, and so the desire to be on your own is what you want, and in a way that's very healthy. And then for some of you also, this scenario plays out in the sense that you may have been stuck in a particular situation on your own, right? And you realize now that you need to step your game up, right? You need to step your game up, or else you may end up alone, right? So you need to step your game up in a very different way. You need to come out of this hanged man energy. You need to come out of only ever working, lest you become this Nine of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is a dream. And then for some of you, you're trying to avoid it, right? But it's all really about your work level. And so this week, you kind of balance that out. In either case, you come out of a very stuck situation. Three of Wands, Five of Cups, and King of Swords. Wow. Okay, for some of you, you're trying to move forward, but it's very difficult because you're kind of obsessing over a relationship that didn't work out. You're kind of very in your Five of Cups. You want to go forward. You want to kind of like move away from it. Three of Wands talks about kind of like really desiring to kind of carry on with your forward progression in life. You're moving towards your goals and your passion, but you're having to kind of wait, or something's being stalled. You're having to exercise some patience right now because things aren't quite in alignment for you to move forward, right? And I think that right now you're feeling that, but you're also feeling kind of stuck, I want to say, or kind of paused, because you really can't get over a recent hurt. There's a Five of Cups here that's really kind of taken over your mind. You can't really get over it. It could be a separation that you've gone through most recently, and you're really desiring to come back to that person. All right, so the Three of Wands could be the reason why it's stalled is because the essence of moving forward is to move back to this person. You want to move forward with this person, but the relationship is not there. You're separated. It's falling apart, and so you can't. You just can't manifest this desire you have here, and this is making you extremely sad. Now you have King of Swords coming in, which is quite interesting. This could be someone in your life who can talk to you, right? Someone who can explain to you how to get out of this, or someone like a very good friend of yours, like a best friend, could be a relative or a family member that you're very close to. This is going to be the type of person that you can talk to, right? The type of person who's going to make you feel better, or going to help you sort of like work through your emotions so you can make the right decisions, because right now you're just feeling extremely stuck. You can't move forward with this Three of Wands, and you can't really do anything right now because you're just wallowing in this sadness over the spilled cups, right? A most recent heartbreak. It's going to be a relationship that either fell apart or never took off the ground. Two of Cups, King of Wands, and Four of Cups. So some of you are certainly in love with somebody. You're in a relationship with somebody that you want to come close to, right? Or they want to come close to you. But the cup of love is not being accepted. I want to say again, Aries, this could be you, or this could be somebody reaching out to you. In any case, your eye is on this union. Somewhere along the line, either you were handed the cup and you were like, no, I need you to show and prove a bit more, or you handed the cup to someone else and they were just unwilling to take it because you really didn't show them enough of what you were willing to give them. They may have wanted you to kind of show them more of what is actually attached to this cup. What kind of, you know what I mean? What do you have to bring to this relationship? In either case, the connection was not made, but your eye here, you're representing as King of Wands, because of course you are Aries fire energy. Your eye is firmly fixed on this connection still. And it could be that this is the same connection, or it could be that your eye is fixed on this connection and someone is trying to offer you a cup of love. Someone else is trying to offer you a cup of love, and you're just not paying any attention to it, Aries, because you are fixed on this union with some particular person in your life. And you can see even the aspect here that even, and I want to say this union is something perhaps that happened in your past, because you're certainly looking back here with this. And I want to say that yeah, you're just kind of obsessed with it. You're kind of consumed with it in a way. You may be right now trying to strategize how to get it back. Okay, again, we have separation, codependency. So a lot of these spreads are going to be about relationships this week that are probably in a stasis right now, in a status of separation, but there's a desire to get back, certainly to get back together. We're not reading reversals for the weeklies. Queen of Wands comes out. There she is. Eight of Wands and Magician. This is going to be the last spread, Aries. So Eight of Wands in the center of the reading. So you're really being bombarded with a lot of different mixed messages this week. And I want to say, Aries, that you're kind of, it could be that you are dealing with somebody who's really a manipulator. They're coming off as a manipulator in a way, right? Part of you really loves them because they're coming off as magician energy, in a sense that they're able to really manifest a lot. They seem quite capable. They're quite accomplished, right? And so they have a lot of self-confidence and a lot of skill at whatever it is they do. And so all of this kind of like talent and self-confidence really attracts you, right? But here you're presenting with Queen of Wands and you're being kind of cagey, you're being apprehensive because the messages that you're getting from this person are mixed. Eight of Wands talks about unfocused, chaotic messages coming in. And so it takes quite a while to decipher what is accurate, what isn't. It could be that they're, they may be acting as though they're interested in you one day and the next day their attitude may be changing, or, their actions may not be jiving with what their words are saying. But whatever the case may be, this week you're really taking the time to sit back, almost like Raccoon as well. You're taking the time to sit back and really watch them and see how they operate to make sure that this is the kind of connection that you want. Because right now, You're being very apprehensive. Queen of Wands is very strong, powerful queen, but she is apprehensive and she's cagey. She's not willing to come close to someone or give away all of who she is, or show who she is completely to someone until she's 100% sure of them, right? She understands that there are energy suckers out there. And so Queen of Wands, I think some of you Aries out there are representing with that, because you certainly have somebody in your life that on the surface, on paper, they look great, right? On paper, they're definitely looking like and presenting like magician, but there's something about their energy that's not consistent with it, and you're just not sure. All right, guys, so this is your weekly for September 1st to the 7th for Aries. If any of this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. Go on over and follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. The links are all down in the description. But for right now, Aries, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.